Welcome back, friends, to Vincent Gigi's Super Channel G. Look at all of these incredible action figures. Don't they look amazing? So I can't wait to show you. And so here we have Raptor, we have Omega, Black Knight, Skull Trooper, Carbide, Cuddle Team Leader, Rex, and Drift. And my, do these look amazing. So guys, if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below, hit the notification bell next to it so you get notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below, give us a big thumbs up, and press that share button so you can share this video with everyone who you think will enjoy it. And guys, why don't we go ahead and get started actually. Let's get started right now.
It's so nice to meet you, Gigi.
Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi, Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G. I will see you on the TV.
Congratulations on all your success.
Super Channel G.
Alright friends, we're going to go ahead and get started, and actually we are going to do an update to a previous video we've done. We actually already did a review of these and they were absolutely incredible, and the two we still needed to get were Omega and Raptor. And so we're going to start off with these two right here, and then we're going to show you exactly what the other ones look like. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Let me set these up right over here, and we're going to take a closer look at the two brand new ones we just got as the collection begins to build. Look at that. So that makes all 8 figures. So isn't that incredible? Take a look at that. So, oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. So it is 8 figures with 2 more coming soon. I was like, uh-oh, 2 more we don't have? Well, obviously they're gonna make more and more and more. But so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are the figures that we don't have. I'm sorry, are the ones we have, and then there'll be 10. So right now we're about to do this one, and we're about to do this one. So isn't that incredible? Let's get started. All right, which one do you want to do first? Let's go ahead and do Omega. What do you say to that? Let's get started with Omega. So let's get this bad boy. Let's take a closer look and then get them open. So 22 moving parts. Look at this beautiful box package. Look at that. 12 and up. And look at this scan code right here, this hologram. This beautiful artwork on the side. Look at that. Looks amazing. And so look at the figures here on the back. Doesn't that look crazy? Looks amazing. So there's no write-up on the back, so there's nothing to read, but definitely gonna enjoy this. And so we're gonna see each one of these action figures in this video. So let's go ahead and get them on open, and let's take a closer look. Alright, let's see what we got here. Here he comes. And so, ooh, before I forget, look, it comes with a stand that's actually really neat. We're not going to take it out because we don't need to necessarily use the stand right now, but it's definitely cool that these action figures come with that optional stand to display. So that looks absolutely outstanding. And first glance, look how great this action figure looks. Isn't that amazing? Looks super, super cool. All right, and let's get these weapons on out of here. How great this looks. Look at that. That looks absolutely incredible. Man, look at this weapon here. This looks amazing. Such great detail. Man, and that's something that we're gonna say over and over and over about McFarlane Toys is the paint and the sculpts look absolutely incredible. So let's get them out. Let's see, what do we have to cut to get them out? Looks like we're going to have to cut this. I'm like, where's my scissors actually? It's so much easier to cut with scissors. That's not gonna work. Alright, give me a second guys, let me go ahead and find my scissors. All right, cool. So, all right, sorry about that, guys, but here we are, finally. Able to get this bad boy on out of here. And so, let's take a really close look and see just how incredible he looks. Look at this awesome texture right here. Man, that feels really cool. Look at this beautiful paint job. Look at that. And so, wow, look how great that looks. Let's see what the head articulation looks like. So the head has multiple joints, look at that. Just like we're about to see in all these. So the neck moves on the base and then also on the top. So it's got really outstanding articulation, look at that. Because it moves at multiple points, so it can kind of snake around. So that's cool, it doesn't move too far back. Only moves about that much back. Let's see how these arms move. They definitely move great around in a circle. They move out to here, but of course this is going to restrict some of our movement. Not all of it, but look, it does lift like that. So it looks like the same on both. We have double joints at the elbow, so that's really cool. Look at that. We're gonna have really good. We can do chicken dance thing. That's really cool. We have one trigger hand. I'm sorry, hand with a trigger finger. And then the wrists, let's see. They move around, and then they have this little, it's like this half sphere that goes around. That's gonna take some getting used to. When we did our X3 review not too long ago, look at that, that looks amazing. That little joint like that for the wrist didn't actually work so well and actually broke right away. So hopefully that's not the case with these, obviously. Man, look at that. Doesn't that look incredible? It looks awesome. Put this right here. Looks absolutely wonderful. Look at that. So, that looks great. Let's see. This will weigh your figure down and it'll like have them pulling back. So, that's just something to be mindful of. Alright, let's see. What else? Okay, look at these. Let's see this leg articulation. Well, he does move at the really low part of his waist, and then also slightly crunches right here underneath the rib cage. So, not heavily, but it does move. This interesting joint right here at the leg. See how it turns out there, but it turns like down here. That's interesting. And then double joints of knees. Really good, strong double jointed knees. But then we have this ball joint right here at the ankle again, which is a little odd. So you can turn it so you can have all sorts of interesting articulation. We do have this extra joint right here at the foot, which makes it look, gives it more ability to pose, kind of like an old Toy Biz era Marvel Legend. So I'm gonna get rid of this gun. Let's put this in his hand. How cool that looks. Here we go, right? Let's see if we can't. You just be careful with the thumb. We don't want to crack the thumb off, obviously. There we are. Let's see. And it's kind of interesting because turning the legs out is actually not as solid as you would like, maybe. So it would be good with have him with a stand, but we're trying to do it necessarily, not necessarily with the stand. So that looks really cool, actually. Look at that. This beautiful sculpt. Look at that. This looks absolutely amazing. So we're gonna stand our figure up, and yeah, buddy. There we go. Oh, we don't want him to have an awkward leg pose. There we are. Awesome. Okay, so that's great. We'll have Omega right over here. Look at that. Okay, that's outstanding. I think that's cool. Let's come in close. Look at that. Doesn't that look outstanding? Oh, we got his foot kind of leaning out a little bit. So I can just turn that. There we go. Oh, I see what the deal is. So if we take a closer look, Look, I'm gonna actually have to turn it so that it can be standing correctly. There we go. In any event, I guess that makes for an awkward turn. Still super cool action figure. There we go. There, that's much better. All right, let's move on. Let's zoom out. Next, we have Raptor, and man, does he look cool. Look at that. Looks absolutely amazing. Look at this great art on the side. Just a big version of the one on the other side. Look at that. One of the original 4. The first 4 that came out, and then of course we had the other ones that ended up turning into 8. Well, 6, and then 2 more made 8, and then 10. So, you know, after we make this video, there's gonna be a couple more that come out. But anyway, let's get this open and let's take a look. See what we got going on here. Again, super cool that it has stand. Look at that, and that beautiful yellow. A little pattern on the back. It's awesome. It's one of the original 4. And yeah, let's get them on out. Look at these weapons. Look how great this looks. Wow, that looks awesome. Man, look at this backpack. Canteen. That's cool. I wonder if it's probably not supposed to come off, so I'm probably not supposed to turn it, but I'm just making sure. Look at this little portable shovel right here. Look at that. So that looks outstanding. And here we go. Look at this. Doesn't that look awesome? Clink. Let's get them on out. What do you say? Let's pull that up right there. Let's get the handle. Let's push them on out of here. Very cool. There we are. And look how wonderful the detail looks. Look at that. And of course the neck moves in several different spots. Look at that. So just be careful with this. Even though it's super soft, I don't want it to break or tear off. Got pretty good head articulation. Look at that. Super cool. Looks great. So that looks awesome. And look, you got outstanding mobility. You can do the crane like Karate Kid. So that's cool. It goes all the way around, clicks, moves in the high part of the bicep. Look at that. Double joints at the elbows. So that's great. Look at that. Then we have this half little ball joint right here for the wrists. So depending on, see, it's only going like this, but if you go like that and then bring it back up and turn, you can actually have it going in different directions. So you can actually get really creative on which way you want that to be angled. Let's see, he bends right here in 2 places, one at the really low part of the hip and then under the rib cage. So that's where you get your ab crunch from. Look at that. Okay, and then we have that interesting hip joint right here where it turns the legs out. Man, a super strong double jointed knee, but it only comes that far because of the, it's like cargo type pants and the knee pads. Man, this is a strong joint. And then we do have that ball joint right here on the ankle, and then of course this extra joint right here, so we can articulate him further. There we go. I had to break that a little bit in. All right. So let's take a look at what this looks like. Look at that. We'll go ahead and put it on him this time. So that looks outstanding, doesn't it? Look how great this looks. This one looks like it has a left hand with the finger for the trigger. So we can put that in there. And then we'll just turn it so that we can have our trigger finger. Now, trigger finger should be coming out a lot further than where it's at. So I guess I'll just hold it here for a moment out and then push this in here. And then turn it. There we go. That's how you get your trigger finger in there. And then we can shove that through the top. Just be careful because this is definitely fragile. Look at that. Some of that isn't amazing. So that's great. And we're gonna take this out of his hand. And we're gonna put this in here. And this is definitely gonna be more difficult than I thought. It's thinner right here at the top, so let's try that. Let's roll it into the hand. See? You can hear how tight that is. There we go. Let's bring his arm back down so it's less awkward. And let's just push that right in there. Tell me that's not outstanding. Look at that. Turn his head like that. Spread his legs just a little bit. And it is more difficult than you would think to stand these up without the stand because of the way the ankles work. So just throwing that out there. So here we are. Let's have them like, uh-oh, an omega fall over all of a sudden. There we are. So the ankles are not super strong, just throwing that out there. There we go. See, we're leaning back because of the backpack on accident, so we can get a super strong balanced pose. There we go. All right. There we go. So guys, doesn't that look outstanding? Check that out. Look at that. Looks absolutely amazing to me. All right. So I'll tell you what. Let's move on and take a look at the 6 figures that we just did too, so we can see all 8. Okay. All right. Let's get those. You know, Wave 2 and beyond starts having the pictures on the bottom left, so that's a distinguishing characteristic. They all have 22 moving parts, so articulation points. And look at this beautiful artwork on the side. So check this out. So doesn't that look awesome? Let me bring us down a little closer right here. And if I flip it around, look at that. So this one has Fortnite going like this instead of like that. And then check out how it looks on the top. So that's really awesome. Which ones do you want to get started with first? I guess let's get started with Wave 1, right? So let's start right over here. And let's move our figures this way, right? So let's move over here. So first off, let's do Black Knight. And wow, look at that. Official seal. And with the little scan code right there. So here's this awesome artwork right here. Oh, you know what? Let me get the camera a little bit higher so I can get a better angle here. So that looks awesome. And there's no write-up on the back, but if you'll notice this awesome McFarlane Toys logo, and then it shows some other toys that are available, and the 39 plus inches for role play. Look at that. So that looks cool. These are 7-inch action figures, so they should be a full inch taller than, like, for example, Marvel Legends, just to compare. But yeah, they look awesome. And then you can tell the joints are slightly different, like on the legs. But let's dive right on in. So as I mentioned, you know, oh, there you go. These are 2018. The other ones are 2019 because of the later waves. But there's nothing, no write-up about the actual action figures back here. So let's open it from, let's see, we have 2 pieces of tape on the top, 1 on the bottom. Let's start here. And let's take a look at Black Knight. So we can slide him right on out. And wow, look how great he looks. So, let me just say, McFarlane Toys did an unreal job with the detail on these figures. So, it comes with this base. I'm not going to take the base out because I don't really think we'll need it. But that's really cool how we can have that base and then have some really cool you know, posing, so that we can have it maybe even 1 leg off the ground and so on, because it's got double pegs right there. So that's awesome that it comes with that. So definitely props for that. And look at the weapons here. So let's get our action figure out. And wow, I didn't anticipate there being a little twist tag. That's quite all right. And there we are. Looks like it's completely plastic. I don't see any metal in it. So that's different. Get this bad boy on out of here. Come on. Work with me. Alright. And so, let me tell you, been saw these at the store and couldn't wait to get them on here, and you guys voted, and here we are. So let's see if I can get them out without destroying the whole package. This is just a, looks like a rubber band. And so, wow. Let's take a closer look. So, let's see what sort of head articulation we have. You know, it's decent and definitely moves, but obviously his helmet keeps him from going too far back and too far forward. But nonetheless, has really good side-to-side mobility, and he can turn his head like that. Look at that. So that's awesome. Feels a little bit loose, but right here, this like scarf part is definitely holding it up well. So it's got some great detail. Look at that. Look how it definitely has like that this worn look right here. So that looks awesome. Definitely looks like metal. This is a great detail build right here. Look at the paint, and let's see how the arms move. The arms move really good and fluid. There's clicking on the shoulder. It moves on the high part of the bicep and moves nice and tight. So, and it does not feel like a loose build. So I appreciate that. Love the detail, love the colors. Look at this. And we have double joints at the elbow, so thank you, McFarlane Toys, for definitely doing that. And let's see what we got here. Okay, look at this joint right here. So interesting. So we got this joint that kind of moves like this. Look, we can move the wrist like this, and then back and forth, and turn. So that's definitely interesting right there. So, wow, look at that. So it's almost a mirror image here, but the hands are slightly different. Look how this one has like a trigger finger coming out. So let's see. So that's cool how we can go back and forth and around. All right. So let's see the legs. Well, this little man skirt right here is not permanently attached to the body, but obviously it's not going to slide off. And then the legs kind of go out and forward, and that's how they go. They go like this. So they don't really turn or pivot right here. Now they do move out a little bit. Look at that. It's just an interesting joint. So look at that. Instead of having a whole piece to turn right there, it just kind of pivots out. So that's something different. We do have a strong double joint right here at the knee. And look at this great articulation here. And then we have that similar wrist joint right here on the ankle. But it clicks nice and tight, so that's awesome. So it turns and goes like that. Look at this amazing boot. Look at that. I love the great detail on the pant legs. So you can definitely look super awesome. Now, the fact that I can't really turn the legs out like this is that's something that I would definitely desire. But nonetheless, overall, this figure is really cool. So really cool. Look at that. Okay, so let's take his weapons out and let's take a look at these. Wow, look at this. Isn't this amazing? And the paint, I can't get over how great the paint looks. Look at that. Outstanding. Check this out. Wow. Unbelievable. These look beautiful. Now mind you, I found these at Walmart. So at Walmart, they are $25, so they're not cheap. But look at this amazing paint detail. So, yeah, looks absolutely great. So I guess we can put this right here, right? At least for now. And looks absolutely amazing. This wrist right here with this detail, and absolutely looks bonkers. So let's put this right here because it's got the trigger finger. put that trigger finger right in there. And let's have him with an axe. Oops. Let's see. It's a little tight to get it in there. And so this looks really cool, actually. See if I can get him to stand with it. So the legs are a little bit trickier than, for example, other figures that we've done before because of this joint right here. So, you know what? I was gonna see, do I have any of those stands already? I do have these NECA clear ones. Let me see if it's compatible. And it is not, unfortunately. But that's quite alright. I was hoping they were. So we might have to open that stand after all, but I was, nonetheless, let's see if we can just have them lean against here for a little bit. And then we'll stand them up in a bit. So that looks really, really cool, actually. So awesome job. Put his arm down like this and, oops, I'm out of focus for some reason. There we are. So, yeah, buddy, I'm digging this one. So, all right. Let's see what else. Let's move on to our next one. Look how great that looks. You know what? You know, I'm determined to make him stand up well without that stand. So maybe now we know why it came with a stand. But let me see. Give me 1 second. Okay, and here we go. And I forgot to mention that it does turn right here at the waist. So that's cool. So we'll have him stand like so. And he looks like he's still gonna fall over. Boom. So he's like about to break out into a victory dance. Okay, cool. Man, I just had him a second ago, and he already bounced out of it. So, nonetheless, we'll have him right there. We'll set him up in just a little bit. All right, cool. So, moving on. Next, we have Skull Trooper. So, isn't this outstanding? Again, the detail on these bad boys is amazing. Look at that. So awesome. They look absolutely amazing. And, yep, let's get this bad boy open. Let's see what we got here. Again, look at this. Awesome stand right here. Which, you know, I'm hoping to not have to use the stand. You know, obviously those stands I'm sure are incredible. But I want to be able to stand my figure up without needing to use the stand. We'll see. So let's see if I can slide him out. Without busting those. No, I'm not going to be able to. Let me get my scissors. There we are. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I got him out, and interesting, I'm assuming he turns a little different than our other figure. So let's take a close look at that. So let's see this head articulation. He moves, at the neck and at the base of the head. Look at that. So that's interesting. Moves this far forward, this far back, because you'll see it kind of restricts him here. This amazing paint and detail. So that looks absolutely great. So he crunches a little bit right here at the rib cage and then can move side to side, and then still turns a little bit right here at the waist. Look at that. And crunches a little bit there, so we can have a double crunch there. So that's kind of cool. Look at that. Alright, so let's take a look at this. This is really how the legs move on the other one. It's interesting how it's a joint that goes like that and can sort of pivot to the side. Sort of. And it comes together like that. But I do appreciate that it is nice and tight So I'm not used to joints like that. And so this one, wow, it's almost got like this extra little butterfly joint slightly right here. And of course moves pretty well right here at the shoulder. Pivots right here at the top of the bicep. This great paint job. Look at this right here on the forearm. And then of course double joint, so you can definitely move with extreme articulation. Digging that. So it's very similar over here on this side. And then the wrist, of course, we know moves like this. I'm a little curious as to how long this type of wrist will last, because when we had it on the Play Arts figures, those were really expensive, but right away they started giving out. So hopefully these last a lot longer than that. We do have some really thick double joints at the knees, so that's awesome. I love the way this looks right here. Look at that. Look at these boots. Awesome. And then we have that joint again right here on the ankle. So that's really neat. So that looks really cool. Look at the back of this figure. The skeleton paint. Love the shoes. Oh, and you know what? I didn't even notice. It's got an extra joint right here on the foot. Let me make sure. It does on both of them. So that was something that just kind of passed me by when we were looking at our other figure earlier. Okay, cool. I'm glad I caught that. So check this out. Look at this pack. Doesn't that look awesome? Careful with this. And it's got extremely wonderful detail on that. So let's just pop this right here. Squeaked all the way in. And man, look at these. Look at this amazing detail right here. Doesn't it look crazy? Look at this over here. Let's pop this out from the top. Wow, look at the extreme detail. Look at that. Amazing. So, let's set this over here. That box. Let's see what he looks like. I'm like, I wonder if we can't put this somewhere. Looks like we can, because it's got a little peg that comes out right here. So, unless I'm missing something. Let me see. Can it go somewhere on the backpack? Can it go somewhere on the arm? Has to go somewhere. I'm not just missing the fact that. So guys, if you're watching this video right now, which obviously, comment where this goes if I don't find it. I'm like, let me check the box one more time. I'm probably missing the obvious, but yeah, on the box it doesn't have him but holding that. So, in any event, I was hoping to have him hold both, even though obviously that's not the case. You switch out weapons, but you know, whatevs. So cool anyway. All right, so let's see. Put this right here in his hand. Oh, the thumb is fighting me there. There we go. Had to get it past the thumb. All right, very cool. So, sorry. Let's go a little off screen there. This would be interesting. Let me see how this looks. Obviously, you wouldn't be holding two weapons at the same time, but I want to display both of them just to see how it would look. There we go. Got to put this way on first to have the trigger finger through there. And let's see if I can get him to stand super proud. There we go. And yeah, definitely looks super cool. Look at that. So I can have him holding that up. And cool how his wrist goes like that. So the only trouble I'm having is having them stand without the stands right here with the with these ankles. But nonetheless, let's have him stand right there. Let's see how that looks. So interesting. So I am digging how these look. Look at that. Okay, let's move on. Next we have the Cuddle team leader, and this one looks really cool also. They all do, right? Looks super amazing. Just I can't get over how great the details and the colors just pop off of these figures. Just so awesome. Look at that. So awesome. Alright, let's get this open. Let's take a look. Take a little look-see. Alright. So, wow. Alright, let's cut this on open. Great. Looks like this one may only have one. There we go. That was it. Let's see how this works out because the head feels a little bit loose. But nonetheless. Cool, look at this. Alright, let's put this aside. Let's see what we got here. Man, look how ridiculous this detail looks. Right? Unbelievable. Let's see how much head articulation we have. Man, a lot. And the neck goes side to side too. Look at that. Side to side and front to back. Look at that. So that's interesting. This arm was really well and has that extra butterfly joint. You know, I'm sorry, and as I missed it here on this one too. Look at that. So that's interesting. So I'm discovering a little more stuff as we move on. So this is really cool. Again, moves on the high part of the bicep. Look at that. Double joints at the elbows. Now this one, this female has these little slightly thinner arms right here, but moves really well. Look at that. Forearm looks great. A little bit of paint bleeding right here, but some great articulation. Look at that little heart right there, and then moves right here at the waist and at the rib cage, so it crunches both places. So that's interesting. And then right here, look, this awesome butterfly. Now this one's a lot looser than the other one, but still exciting to have that extra joint right there. So that's awesome. Turns right here in the high part of the bicep. The double joints. This one moved well before this one. There we go. Now this one's a little trickier than the other ones. So we'll see how that works out. Okay. So let's see. These joints are okay. I was like, are they going to be similar or different than the other ones? But they're very similar. And they move out to about there. Now we don't have the ridiculously amazing articulation where it comes all the way forward, but you know what? It actually moves out pretty well. I actually thought it wasn't going to. It seemed like it wasn't, but it actually moves out pretty well. Got double joints right here in the knees. The only thing is you just can't turn the leg, so that's the only part that we're really missing. You can only turn so much, and it's not always the direction you want it to go in. So like I can't turn the leg out. I have to push it down to go out. It doesn't turn here like it would. Like for example, the Marvel Legend. It's got nice double joints at the knees. Look at this. Look at these boots. Again, we got the extra little articulation right there on the toe. And then it moves right here, this joint of the foot. So that part's giving us a little bit of problem standing these characters up. But nonetheless, look at the back with this bow. This bow right here. Look at this. So, yep. Looks absolutely great. And look at this right here. Doesn't that look just outstanding? So, yeah. So she looks in the picture. See if I can just pop this on in here. Now, each one of these figures so far has had this finger with it as a trigger hand. So, Let's have her stand up like this. Let's bring her elbows in so it's a more natural stance. There we go. And there we are. It's a little bit tricky to get them to stand up, I will say that. And then her head's a little bit heavy, so keep that in mind. So that looks really cool. And yeah, I just wish we could put their weapons somewhere else, so I wouldn't have to feel obligated to make them. Well, I wanted to display them both, but nonetheless, just put this right here. That looks really cool, doesn't it? So I think so. All right, let's move on. So next we have Drift. And again, I can't say enough. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over about the package and the colors, the detail, articulation, everything. And this one has another just great figure set in here. But this one, once we started getting into wave 2 and 3, it started having the picture right here on the side on the front as well. So that looks outstanding. All right, let's get it over with. So let's take a look what we got for Drift right here. Super excited. And yeah, buddy. Look at this. And man, does that look incredible. Take a look at this. Love the way this unicorn floaty looks. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. The rainbow hair and tail. Okay. This looks like it's the same. Yep. Seeing if it was exactly the same. It's not 100% exactly the same, but it's almost the same. Why did I say not 100%? Because the paint is slightly different. Look at the cartridge here. And look how that's painted. It's not, but I mean, that's a very minor detail. So, let's get him out. Let's take these off right here. And yeah, buddy. Let me tell you. It's interesting how some of these have these and some of them don't. And how the last one we did didn't have like one. Some of them have several. But what else? Alright, let's see. Oh, we got right here. There we are. Gotta figure out. And let's get this right here. Slurp. Look at that. Slurp juice. That looks amazing. I can't get over just how amazing these details are. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at this. This head sculpt. Let's see. Let's see. It looks like this hood keeps the head from really doing too much. Keeps pushing it back. So that's something to keep in mind. And the hoodie doesn't come off, so that's interesting. But this is like a really soft plastic, so that's really cool. Put this right here. Right? So that looks really awesome. I can't get over how great this figure looks specifically. Okay, so we move right here at the waist and definitely crunches back and forth there. So I feel like we do have a joint here and a joint here. So that's awesome. We do have very similar joints here with the butterfly joint and the shoulder joint. This one clicks hard, so I'll say that. We have double joints right here at the elbow. Double joint right here at the elbow. And then let's see, are these hands the same? These hands are actually exactly the same and do not have a trigger finger. Look at these gloves right here. This character looks absolutely just outstanding. Moves in the high part of the bicep there. So that's absolutely great. It's these same style legs. they come about that far forward. They do have heavy duty knee joints, so that's awesome. So this turns a little bit, and then yeah, look at that. I'm really digging the high tops detail. Look at that, and then the extra joint right here. Look at that, beautiful high tops. And look, so the joint is in there. You can move that around. So that's awesome. I can't say enough about how great this figure looks. I mean, they just all look absolutely just incredible. So we'll just kind of ditch this off to the side, and we'll give him this. So it's gonna be, let's put this right here. Just be mindful of the thumbs, which obviously don't seem to be working with us completely right at the beginning, but nonetheless, here's this. Ooh, and this one, his hand's a little more closed than the other one, so let me see if I can't wedge it open. There we are. There we are. And I wish I could turn his head this way, so you could do that. But you can't. So that's one downside. But nonetheless, such an amazing figure. And I'm trying to get him to stand without having to use the stand. But that looks really awesome. Look at that. Awesome. There we go. So that looks absolutely great. Look at that. Unbelievable. Great. So let's move on. What do you say? Okay. So next we have Rex. And Rex looks ridiculous. Look how great he looks. Awesome. They're both from the second wave right here. And that look absolutely amazing. Let's get Rex out. Awesome. Let's take a look. Let's pop Rex on out of here. His little twist ties. But nonetheless. So which ones are you digging so far? Comment. You know what? Let us know where in the world you're watching from. I'm always curious to see if you're not watching from the United States, where are you watching from? We have quite a few viewers, you know, a lot of you friends watching from some of the most unexpected countries sometimes. And I really appreciate that. That's awesome. We love each and every single one of you. Pop that out. Pop this out. Look how great that looks. Man, look at this. So pop this rocket launcher out. Yep. Let's get this out. Okay, great. Pop that back on in there. There we go. And then set that aside. There we are. And maybe I'll start doing a dance of some sort. So, look at this amazing detail. Look at that. Doesn't it look awesome? Look at this. I was gonna say, does it open? No, it doesn't. But look how great it looks. Amazing paint job. Look how it fades. Man, McFarlane Toys, you definitely outdid yourself with how great these look. Unbelievably great. Look at that. Okay. So we'll put this right here. It takes a little bit of effort to push it all the way in there. And look how great that looks. Okay. So, of course, this head moves a lot better than the last one. Look at that. Doesn't move too far back, nor too far forward, but it does move side to side well. Look at that. Really cool right here with the orange. And man, the paint detail. Can't get over it. Just looks absolutely amazing. Just bonkers. Okay. Got that butterfly joint there. These really great shoulder joints. I love that it clicks really well because it feels like quality. Look at that. That's the high part of the bicep. Just curious about this wrist joint, but still moves really well as far as we can tell. That head detail in there, face detail. Okay. He does move right here at the rib cage and then right here at the waist. So he ab crunches well, like ding 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 ding. Moves just like the other ones right here at the hips. I'm very interested to see how this is gonna do long term, because it's, it's unique how it kind of turns out like this, and not so crazy unique, but just that you could feel the build is a little bit different than you would have seen maybe like on a like on a Mattel figure, or something like that. That's what it's more comparable to than for perhaps a Hasbro figure. So more like a Mattel figure. In any event, it can be turned there. Look at that. So that's cool. Crunches back and forth. Amazing detail in the pants. Amazing paint detail. Just looks absolutely bananas. Bananas. And then moves really great right here at the ankle, and look at that. Right here in the toe part, and look at this knee guard right here, the shin guard. This looks absolutely amazing. So let's put this right here in his hand, and you know what? Let's wedge this open slightly. We're going like this. Just for a second, so we can slide that on in there. Just kind of roll it in there. So we'll have him like that, like if he's already walking about. I think that looks absolutely great. So the only thing is, he doesn't balance well on his feet, but nonetheless, there we go. I actually got him to stand. We'll put this here on the ground. So let's put this right here. It's a small win. Put this right here. There we are. Tell me that doesn't look absolutely amazing. Alright, I'm definitely digging the way that looks. Okay. And last but not least, we have Carbide. And let me tell you, it looks absolutely amazing in there. So again, we have this, but look at this artwork. Just ridiculous. And of course, as we mentioned, all these except this one. And then we still got to get this guy right here. So, all right, let's get this bad boy open. Let's take a look. See what we got up in here. All right, and this is our first of the 2019 series from the bottom. And look how great this looks. Just absolutely amazing. Okay, this one has its own little rule book here. So there's only one right here, instead of on the arms and legs and whatever. And then there's this other one here. I'm trying to cut, it's not working. There we go. Alright, so let's push them out. Now let's pull them out. And let's get all this. So, there we are. It's a little harder to get out than I anticipated, but it's because this is really heavy duty plastic. Come on out. Oh! Come to Papa. There we are. Ugh. Have to reach down in a weird angle. So that was cool. And look at that. Amazing. Now this arm's a little looser than I would have liked. Look at that. But alright, let's take a look. Look at this awesome head sculpt with this beautiful color job right there. It's kind of like a Super G Kids color right there from the eyes, right? Look at that. The head, helmet. So look at that. Looks absolutely great. Look how the neck moves. Doesn't that look awesome? So, love his sculpt. Look at the detail. Look at the paint job. Everything. everything. So wow, look at that. Stand right there. So it moves right here, like it moves more right here at the waist, but it does move slightly right here at the rib cage. Arms move out to about there because that restricts it. It has double joints right here at the elbows, and that's kind of cool. But it is looser than the other figures. I am gonna say that. So I don't know if it's just this figure or all of them that are like this, but there we go. At this wrist, this one actually has a trigger finger on that hand. Got heavy duty double joints at the knees. That's cool. All right. Got the same articulation right here on these legs. This is another heavy duty joint right there. And then, wow, look at that one, bends really good. But it got really soft after the first time I pushed it. Look at that. So that does not stay nice and tight. Look at this ability to pivot right there. Once again, once you open that up once, it's already super loose. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, this is a beautiful looking figure. Awesome. So take a look right here. Make sure we're not missing anything else. And no, it's absolutely great. So all right, and so let's get this going right here. Oops, and slide that right on in there. And wow, love this outfit on him. Oh man, I was trying to get this into this hand right here. Looks like we're gonna have to do the same thing though. Just open this up for a second. Just for a second. There we are. There we are. Just roll it in there. So, if I can get him to stand up well, let's bring this down. And just have him standing like this. His legs are a lot looser than I would have hoped. So just throwing that out there. It's unfortunate, but it's true. So let's see if I can get him to stand up. And give me 1 second, guys. Ring! Okay, so that actually took a little bit of coaxing. But I was finally able to get him to stand up on his own. Look at that. I think that looks pretty amazing. So guys, tell me what you think. What are your thoughts on these action figures? I think they look absolutely amazing. Look at that. Let's bring this down. And yeah, absolutely. So of course we already know what this looks like, so we don't need to add that to him. And please don't fall over. So I can get him to stand. And yeah, let's see if I can get all of our action figures out here. So I'm gonna move these aside. And I don't think we need those in there. I'm gonna remove this from here. And just have them holding these bad boys. So, and let's get a really good stance going right here. So, give me a sec, guys, and I'll have all of them set up.